Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rich, and today we're going to do the last of 2 follow-up videos for the recent mullet conversion on the Santa Cruz Hightower V2. If you haven't already seen the original video where I rode and tested this bike in a mullet configuration, you can click on the link in the upper right hand corner to watch it as well. I'll also put that link in the description below, and you can reference back to it later if you'd like. Today we're going to take a quick look at the wheel set I used to make the mullet conversion happen. Specifically, we're going to talk about the rims on those wheels, which are new and soon to be released. This is the SX310, an affordable carbon rim being produced by my friends over at Spokex. Spokex is a shop on the West Coast that specializes in high-end custom wheel builds. Allie and I have been customers of theirs all year, and we've been really happy with their quality, communication, and turnaround times. When Spokex found out that I wanted to convert and test my Hightower into a mullet, they were gracious enough to offer up a loaner wheel set to help with the project. There was just one catch. The set they wanted to send was built up with these new rims, and their main request was to put them to the test over here on the East Coast at some of our notoriously brutal venues like Snowshoe Bike Park, home of the 2021 Downhill World Cup Finale. If you watch the races, you've got a pretty good idea of how abusive these trails can be. They're high speed and packed with roots and rocks that have destroyed many of my rims over the last couple of seasons. In fact, riding in Snowshoe alone has made the case for me to swap over to composite rims altogether. Between the cost of new alloy rims and the downtime and potential labor for replacement, things were getting pretty expensive. Spending more money up front for a carbon hoop backed with an awesome warranty became hard to argue against. So this season, I've made the leap. Before we get into testing these rims, let's talk a bit about the numbers. The SX310 is built on a 2mm offset with an internal width of 31mm and will be available in both 27.5 and 29 sizes. These rims come with a no questions asked defect and crash replacement warranty to the original owner, and they even offer a 50% off crash replacement to a secondary owner, which I think is pretty sweet. For the initial release, these rims will be available as a wheel set only. This includes I9 Hydras, the SX310 rims, Sapum race spokes, and colored nipples to match the hubs. Priced at $1,300 plus tax and shipping, it's a very attractive deal. I've been told this offer is while supplies last on the first batch, and I'm not sure what the pricing might change to after that. Spokex will eventually be offering the SX310s a la carte, and they'll be priced at $399 each. Since these wheels were mainly being used for a mullet conversion test, we ran a variety of trails, from blue flow trails with high-speed berms and smooth buttery jumps, to double black tech trails full of gnarly roots and rocks with some old school wood features in the mix. My experience riding these rims left me quite happy with them all around. They're laterally very stiff and offer a very precise feeling under hard cornering. This lateral stiffness also makes holding lines through fast tech much more precise and confidence inspiring. At the same time, the ride quality felt very comfortable overall with no perceivable harsh attributes. As for their durability, it's hard to say for sure without long-term testing, but I did my best to put these through some considerable stress while I had them. When riding bike parks, I run an enduro casing at minimum, but I usually go with full downhill casings. I always run inserts as well, but for testing, we opted to go with no inserts. I actually started off with a Maxxis Aggressor with a light exo casing on the rear, and not surprisingly, the tire made it about 3 runs before a snake bite destroyed it, and I swapped out to a DHR2 double down casing for the remainder of the time. Out front, I ran a Michelin Wild Enduro, which is my main go-to on my long travel 29er. Typically I run fairly high pressures with 28 to 30 PSI rear and 24 to 26 PSI front. This test, I started at the same range, but I continued to drop pressure all the way down to a scary 15 PSI in the rear. This is a section of trail called the Ball and Jack chute. It's high speed mixed with square edge chatter, and it's been known to kill tires and rims. For the final test, I decided to drop the pressure all the way down to 15 PSI and run this chute. This is totally not a realistic scenario for me. I would never run that low of pressure on anything, yet alone this specific bit of trail. I wasn't really sure how else I could push these rims to the absolute limit, so I gave it a go. There was no question this particular section of trail was a very impressive testament to the overall durability. Well, that's all for the initial testing of these wheels. I'm feeling very encouraged, and I've already decided to put my money where my mouth is. I'll be purchasing one of their sets for my enduro bike, and I'll be back with a long-term review of those in the future. That wraps up today's video. I really hope it was helpful. If you enjoyed this episode, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. It really helps to get this video out to more people like yourself who might enjoy it as well. As always, we're super grateful for everyone's support. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, we'd love to have you aboard to catch all of our future episodes. Until next time, my friends, I hope to see you out on the trail.